Rafael dos Anjos returned to the lightweight division in sensational fashion on Saturday when he defeated Paul Felder in the UFC Fight Night 1AA2 main event in Las Vegas. A great performance from dos Anjos in this fight, really returning to form as we had seen him as a lightweight before. Of course, the former champion in this weight class did what he needed to do, mixing up the striking, the grappling, the clinch work against Felder over the course of 5 rounds, really taking advantage of the fact Felder did step into this fight on short notice and wearing him down the ways he needed to get the split decision win. A little bit of a puzzling call there. I think we all scored it largely for dos Anjos in this fight. Nevertheless, the right man won, and now he returns to this weight class and is a very interesting division. Of course, we all know lightweight, probably the most stacked, deep weight class in the entire sport, and dos Anjos comes back at a very curious time. We don't know the definitive status of champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. Is he going to retire? Is he going to come back and fight more fights? Nevertheless, I don't think dos Anjos is quite in that title picture yet, but I think with this win, he certainly puts himself right into the top 10 of the division and beating Felder, who is already established there. I think his post-fight call-out of Conor McGregor, a bit of a miss there. Of course, these two are forever linked. Dos Anjos and McGregor are supposed to fight years ago. The matchup falls apart on short notice. Nate Diaz steps in and beats Conor McGregor. We all know the history there. Of course, dos Anjos would like to have that fight one day. I just do not see the stars aligning for that right now. Of course, Conor McGregor looking to fight Dustin Poirier January 23rd. But I do think there is some interesting fights for dos Anjos in this division, but I'd like to see them go back to the one that was originally supposed to happen on this night, and that's against Islam Makhachev. These two have been scheduled to fight twice before. Dos Anjos caught COVID the first time around, was delayed from UFC 254. Then Makhachev gets a staph infection, has to pull out of this fight, allowing Felder to step in. I think these guys owe it to each other after putting in this much work to train for each other, to run it back. I'm sure dos Anjos would like to go against someone with perhaps a bigger name, a higher ranking in this division, but I think the way the matchups are laid out right now, I don't see him really being able to penetrate that top 5 and get one of those fights. Maybe a Dan Hooker or a Charles Oliveira could be a matchup out there, but I think more likely the UFC would want to go back in the direction of a Makhachev, and I think rightfully so. This is the kind of fight we've seen the UFC put dos Anjos again, time and time again. The type of fighter who's going to want to wrestle him, grapple him. He's a very good test against those kind of guys, proves how good he can be. We know if Makhachev beats him, he is extremely, extremely legit. If RDA beats him, perhaps he's not quite ready for that level yet. So I understand why the UFC wants that fight. I could understand why dos Anjos wouldn't want that fight at that moment, but we know him. He is an absolute legend of this game. 30 UFC fights as of tonight. I see dos Anjos taking that and being the next fight.